Hello, welcome to another movie review here on my channel. Today we're going to look at Avengers Age of Ultron. A perfect way to end this year, basically. So what? Avengers Age of Ultron is basically a sequel to the Avengers, or I don't know, another Marvel movie, maybe Captain America, Winter Soldier. It could be a sequel to that as well, but if you just count the Avengers movies, this is the second Avenger movie, basically. So what's the story? Well, basically they start off by trying to find the staff of Loki. They actually found it, and with that, Stark and the Hulk guy, I can't remember his name, Banner, maybe. But anyway, Stark and Banner basically finds out that it is with the source of power it has, it can basically create an AI. Well, something like that. The other thing they could have been, it was actually an AI. Anyway, with that, Stark basically trying to create an AI that is going to basically defend Earth. Why he's doing this is basically because he saw a dream where everyone just dies and he is the only one that survived. This dream were caused by the Scarlet Witch, which is a new hero or anti-hero in this movie. At first she's an anti-hero, later on she becomes a hero. The same with her brother, which is this Silver something. Oh, I can't remember. Sorry for that. Silver something. He is a really fast guy. He actually succeeds in some way. It just happens so what at a party. When he's going out partying, Jarvis basically finds out that the AI actually works. He's trying to talk with it and basically trying to introduce himself. But the AI, which is called Ultron, is basically trying to kill Jarvis. Somewhat succeeds. You will find out later on. Ultron take a body, an Iron Man body basically, and is attacking the Avengers. And because he's an AI, a computer program, when they kill the body, he can go to another body. So they kill the body he actually took there, and he goes to the next one. And that is how he basically creates his army. All of his army is basically himself. This is kinda interesting in my opinion. They follow the story, they're trying to get away from him because he sees the Avengers as one of the threats to Earth. Scarlet Witch and the Silver guy basically they actually help Ultron in his quest at first, but later on they basically find out that he's trying to destroy the world, and he basically drop a comet kind sized part of Earth on Earth to basically destroy end mankind, you can basically say. He basically want to get rid of them. And yeah, when they find out, they want to go to the Avengers and basically talk to them and help them in actually destroying Ultron. And throughout the movie we see when they talk sometimes, which is really interesting. At first we are at the party, they are basically talking with each other, which character development is really interesting to watch. And later on we will also see in the house of Hawkeye, basically his family's house, which we didn't hear anything about that in the first movie, and now we will basically find out that he has a family, which is really interesting as well. And this basically makes another plot point that he's a family man and they basically don't want him to die, which will be really bad basically. Uh, Ultron finds them when they're trying to, well, he basically tries to end them because they want to end him, and so on and so on. The fight's gone on and on. They end up back at the place they basically started the movie in, where Ultron basically trying to lift the city up and drop it on the planet. They are fighting him. They basically win because they destroy all the robots of Ultron, and so on and so on. In this fight, the silver guy, the fast guy, basically dies because he's trying to save Hawkeye. That is the big death of this movie. That was basically advertised before. It was kinda weak in my opinion, because the character development of that character haven't been that much. We basically find out that they were, well, their family basically died because of Stark in the movie, and that is the only character development we basically see about of them. And well, yeah, why do we really care about that character? But anyway, he dies, but they destroy this basically comet thing by basically make it explode, and that is basically how they end. That was the big Stark moment where he basically finds out that if they basically make it explode, or they will basically save Earth. And yeah, and also there's a movie we see some parts about the love between the Hulk and Scarlet Witch. Oh no, not Scarlet Witch, Black Widow, I mean, which is really kind of interesting in my opinion, but it ends really weird in my opinion when it comes to the movie, when they basically ends out. And in the end, after they have the victory and everything, a new group of Avengers basically arise, with characters that have been minor characters in previous Marvel movies. So yeah, in my opinion, this one is a weaker movie than the first one. It isn't because it does a lot of great things. It have a great villain, it can have great character development between the characters in a world, but the story is weak. Even though the first movie had maybe a little bit weaker story, this one also have a weak one, and this basically shows a lot more in this one. The first fight is interesting, but after that it basically feels like fight scene after fight scene, action after action. It just feels like they are throwing too much at us, and that is a bad thing in my opinion. Even though it is interesting to watch and fun as well, it sometimes gets too much in action in this movie. All the characters are interesting and fun to watch, except for the twins. I don't care for the twins at all. Scarlet Witch and the silver guy. I can't remember his name, I don't know why. I don't care for them at all. The character development, as I said, is weak in this movie. They don't give enough. They just show a little bit part that Stark accidentally kills off their family or their parents, and they are angry at him and trying to, well, kill him. But after they find out that Ultron is bad, they goes to the side anyway. Okay. Anyway, this story, it could have been better in my opinion, in that way. The characters, those two characters could have been better developed in my opinion. The silver guy had been in another X-Men movie as well, Days of Future Past, and that character was more of fun and interesting to watch than in the Avengers movie. He actually had a character in my opinion. This one just felt whiny. Anyway, as I said, acting is good, even though some character development isn't there. The effects and environments are, as you can, all the Marvel movies amazing. It isn't that much faults in it. Sometimes you can see a little bit too much blue screen stuff, but otherwise it is a really good developed movie. The villain, as I said, it was interesting, but it feels a little bit weaker than Loki and the alien invention. They could have basically started off with Ultron, in my opinion. That would have been a more interesting step, in my opinion. Even though Ultron is an interesting character, a villain and everything, he should have been the first villain. And after that we go to the alien invention in the second movie. That would have been, in my opinion, a better storyline, in my opinion. Of course, well, anyway. Overall, it is a decent movie, but the fault is that it's too much action. It could have been more character development, especially for Scarlet Witch and her brother. The villain, even if he's good, he doesn't feel like such a strong villain as the alien invention was in the first movie, and that brings down this movie a little bit more. As I said, overall it is a fun, interesting movie. The characters are as fun as you can think about. But if they would have worked a little bit more on it, it could have been one of the best movies of this year. Even though I put it in my top 10, I would have wanted it to be better anyway. So yeah. And that's all for today, folks. Also the next time. Bye. I forgot to give it a rating, so the rating for Avengers Age of Ultron is going to be an 8 out of 10. I can't remember what I gave the first movie. I think it was over a 9. This one could have been a lot better, in my opinion, when it comes to the character development, as I said, and everything surrounding it. Even if the villain is good, he could have been a little bit better or stronger, in my opinion, and that is 2 points that is bringing this movie down. So yeah, the movie gave an 8. So yeah. Now, hope to see you next time. Sorry for that. Bye.